Hey guys, my name is Ismail. In this video, I want to show if it is possible to complete Leon's campaign in Resident Evil 6 in first person only. Now, some of you might say, but wait, Resident Evil is only in third person. Challenge failed. Well, I'm here to say it is actually possible. What? I'll tell you how. So first off, it is true, you can't go in first person like you can in GTA by pressing a button on your controller. Despite that, I did find the camera glitch where it appears that you are in first person. And so, this is how it looks like. As you can see, this is in first person since it looks like you are seeing through the eyes of Leon. If you guys want to do this glitch, this is how you do it. Basically, all you have to do is go to a wall or corner and just move around the camera until you get into first person. Just watch out since it can take you off first person if you move the camera too much in any direction. Unfortunately, in the challenge, this had greatly messed me up. So, what are the rules? They're pretty simple. All I have to follow is I can only kill enemies in first person and use items such as the incendiary grenade and the remote bomb in first person. I can use healing items in third person since that doesn't kill enemies. I also can't use mods, glitches, perks, and I have to be on the hardest difficulty, which is no hope. Yeah, definitely not too bad. What is allowed? Cutscenes where Leon kills is allowed since it isn't me controlling him. I can use a semi-automatic sniper. I was actually debating to myself whether to use it or not, and I decided to use it. Here's why using the semi-automatic sniper is first person. First person is looking through the eyes of your character, so when you use the semi-automatic sniper, it would be like you had the eyes of your character looking through the scope of the sniper. Also, third person is allowed since I'm only trying to kill enemies and bosses in first person, so this also means I can hurt enemies in third person. Guys, I would have chosen Helena since she has both a pistol and a shotgun, but unfortunately, when I was playing her character, she couldn't go in first person like Leon. I don't know why I can't, but oh well. So I have to go with Leon and his worthless knife. Some questions you might have are, how did you get past both La Bautista, all stages of Simmons, the Brazak, Helena's sister, the Ustanak? In these videos, all of those questions and more will be answered. Okay, let's get on with the challenge. It was a beautiful day at Ivy University. The birds were chirping and, oh god, Leon just killed the president. Oh wait, he was already a zombie and he saved Helena, so frick the president. Suddenly, they got a call from Hunnigan for a report. Even though Leon saved Helena, he was suspicious of her since she lied that Leon had a lead to a cathedral.
You're gonna tell me everything once we get to the cathedral. Deal?
So they first had to get out of the university. But all of a sudden, Leon was starting to feel hungry. Hungry for some man meat. And oh boy was he going to eat. Luckily, there was a huge dining room and all the food was still there. This food looks so good that you can't even tell what it is. You got the lemons on top and layers of sponginess. Even the chicken looks so good and realistic. But suddenly, Leon and Helena both saw someone running and were going to find out who they were. Both of them were savages and just busted through the door and caught Isaiah red-handed. Uh, I can explain why my pants are down. Move out of my way! You sick freak! Isn't that your daughter? Um, no? That's it. I've had enough of your crap. My penis! Shh, shh. It's okay. I'm gonna have to put you down now. They then find his daughter, but it was too late. She had already turned. So, they decided to put her down too. No one ever loved you. Alright guys, in all seriousness, in the elevator, Leon doesn't have to kill anyone. Helena does have to kill, so if I did choose her in the beginning, I would have already failed the challenge. From this point on, my strategy was to try my best at dodging all zombies so that I could conserve ammo and healing items. I basically did this for the whole run, except for parts when I actually needed to use my weapons. Back to the story, Leon and Helena needed a key card in order to get past the gate, so I headed into a hallway where there was multiple zombies, but it wasn't too bad. And unfortunately, this is where the first problem for the challenge showed up. After killing and dodging zombies in the hallway, Leon and Helena had to close the door, but two zombies were blocking the door from closing. So the game couldn't continue unless I did something. I tried everything. I was waiting there for at least 5 minutes and nothing was happening. The game didn't want to continue. I tried moving the camera around to see if I could get into first person. That didn't work either. But eventually I came up with the idea to use a knife since I'm only supposed to kill in first person and hurting enemies was okay. Surprisingly, this actually worked. The first zombie got out of the door with his head intact, which meant he didn't die and he just moved away from the door. The second zombie, on the other hand, was questionable. When I knifed the second zombie, he fell onto the floor. Helena also slammed the door with a lot of force. Then the zombie's body had disappeared. So it's questionable since it's not clear if I killed it or not, or Helena did, since he still had his head when I knifed it, and when he fell, Helena had closed the door. I don't think I killed the second zombie, since when you knife zombies in the head, their heads explode. I think Helena had killed the zombie when she closed the door. So heck yeah, I still hadn't failed the challenge. After I had got the keycard, we passed the gate and made it outside. From there, we ran past some zombies and made it to a police car. And guys, this is probably some of the worst driving I've ever seen. Leon had started up the car and everything was fine, but the freaking baboon named Leon got scared by two zombies that were on the freaking windshield. He swerved like a dumbass and ended up crashing the damn car. I don't know how they didn't die since the police car had exploded, but they got some heavy ass plot armor. I also want to show how much more Leon sucks at driving. So look at how much he steers the steering wheel. It's horrendous. I hope there's no more vehicle accidents. Anyways, Leon and Helena both jump down a manhole. It's a little weird since they just look at each other like they're about to kiss. In this part of the game, nothing interesting happens other than dodging trains and zombies. I also didn't have to kill any zombies, so the challenge wasn't failed. As we were getting out of the train station, something interesting occurred. There was a lady trapped inside a train calling us for help. But after we opened up the door to get her out, she hadn't listened to Helena to not open up a gate, and like an idiot, she ignored the zombies on the other side and just got eaten by them. These people are just idiots. Eventually, we made it out to the city, and oh my god, another car accident happened. To be fair, the driver could have been trying to drift into the gates, since if he had kept going straight, he would have crashed down the steps we came from. I hope in less than 3 minutes another car accident doesn't happen. What the fuck? This bastard killed himself and the person under the car we have been trying to save. I don't know anymore. No zombie was on his bike and he was driving way too fast for these tiny streets. After, we were just moving along the streets and ended up at a gas station where there was a police officer and some guy and girl. In order to kill the groups of zombies there, I just threw incendiary grenades and eventually an ambulance crashed into the gas station. You know, I'm starting to see a pattern now, just fucking vehicles crashing. Anyways, I shot the gas point out from the ground and exploded the gas station. After this, we got inside a gun shop and this is where the challenge got annoying. Here is where the new type of zombie variant is introduced. It's called the Bloodshot and this is a tanky boy. Not only does it have a lot of health, it can recover quickly from jumping onto people and it is pretty fast. I died multiple times from it and this is where my strategy came to play. It's called the One Health Dream. Once I get into the dying state, I use one of the healing tablets in order to get my health at 1 bar. From there, I can get hit one more time, which I then start the strategy all over again. This means I don't need to have full health and can survive on just one. The strategy has saved so many of my heals. Eventually, I got past this part by just using incendiary grenades and my pistol. We got upstairs to the gun shop and this is also where we meet Big Chungus. Pretty easy. 2 minutes after, we met another big Chungus, and then 2 minutes after, we met another Big Chungus. There was a bus waiting for us outside, but a Big Chungus was blocking the bus from moving. This was the third Big Chungus. I killed the Big Chungy in first person, so everything was good. We drove out of the city, and I don't know what the heck is going on. The pattern keeps repeating itself. Shitty drivers. He was driving really fast in an area where they can just fall off to the side, and he had hit a zombie. Not only this, it was raining. It's basic logic to be cautious and not drive so fast when it's raining. The bus was hanging onto the side of the cliff for dear life when out of nowhere a semi-truck rammed into the bus. The semi-truck driver and the guy driving the bus managed to kill themselves and the woman and cop. What fucking heroes. I am looking at the clip and I don't even know how they jumped out of the bus. The bus was rolling down the hill. but I guess they jumped out the window. This is some bullshit, some heavy ass plot armor. Whatever, the cathedral was at the palm of our hands. We got key from Dog, opened gate, went and killed zombies outside the cathedral. They let us in. Challenge has not been failed. So this is one of the most important areas since this is where you receive the semi-automatic sniper. And guys, you'll see how important the sniper really is. I got the sniper, and this is where we meet the La Potizza, aka your mother. This part wasn't too bad. I just kept finding angles to shoot her, ran away, and repeated this multiple times. Easy peasy. After we defeated her, we went downstairs to the bottom of the cathedral. I ran through all the zombies since I didn't need to kill them. Eventually, we got past the zombies and puzzles and jumped down the shaft where we go more underground. This is where we meet Helena's sister, and oh boy, this is the reason Resident Evil 6 is my favorite out of the whole franchise. I'm not sure if I can show this, but whatever. Unfortunately, she combusts out of nowhere and turns into a scorpion, and so we have to defeat her. This is where everything was looking dark. In the arena we were fighting at, there was no walls and objects where I could go in first person. I still tried to go in first person even if there wasn't any walls, but it still didn't work. There was red barrels around, but they were far away from the camera, which meant that I couldn't move around too much or else I would go out of first person. Everything was looking bleak. But I eventually got past this part. Both Ada and Helena do damage, not much, but it still got the job done. I just kept running around the arena in order for them to do enough damage to Helena's sister. Although we defeated her, this was only the first stage. Since Helena and Ada fell down the floor and onto a railroad cart, Leon had to make his way to them. On the cart, we knocked down Deborah, and I wasn't forced to shoot in third person. Eventually, there was a dead end, and the car had smacked the shit out of Deborah, and we all fell down the hole. Leon and Ada were fine, but Helena was hanging on the edge while her sister was trying to kill her. For this part, I just positioned myself to get into first person, then I had used 3 incendiary grenades. Then Helena's sister started to stumble off to the edge and then fell off, but Helena at the last second caught her hand and was holding on to her. Sadly, Helena had lost grip of Deborah and had let go of her. This was truly the saddest part of the whole game. She will be remembered. Then they had got a call from Simmons. He made Helena a suspect for killing the president, and Helena said he's a suspect. We then kept moving, but I don't find this part of the game interesting. It's basically just traps and catacombs. I do want to mention that I did try my best not to use a sniper, like probably here, see if I can get past everything without it. Anyways, after the catacombs, we end up in a place with knee-high water. Here is where we meet the Brazak. It's just a big mutated shark. Before we get to him, we have to get through some bridges, more big chunguses, and zombies. This part was also easy, and eventually the whole cave was collapsing. So Leon and Helena did some jumping and got to a point where a huge gush of water was sweeping them away. Now we get to the big shark. It's basically just quick time events and mashing the controller until we get to the part where Leon and Helena are backwards while the Brazak is trying to eat them. I still tried not to use my sniper, but after many failed attempts and dying, I wasn't getting anywhere. Helena couldn't do enough damage in order for us to continue, so I used the sniper to damage the Brazak, and then I shot the red barrel. I'm not even sure that it died since that thing was ginormous, but we still managed to escape and onto a lake. Then some jets flew over them and had bombed the area near them. Simmons was the one that ordered the bombing in order to sterilize the area and to destroy the evidence. Simmons was going to China, and Leon and Helena needed to stop him. Both of them were heading to China.